physios, I welcome you all to our channel Physio Vidyapeeth. Today we are going to complete our topic passive movement. Okay, so this is the second and the last video of this topic in which we will be studying about effect and uses along with indications, then contraindications and the limitations of passive movement. Okay, again this part is also important because a lot of viva questions are asked from this part. Okay, so my name is Vijay Kumar and let's get started. Effect and uses. The first is adhesion formation is prevented. See, whenever there is any injury due to which the patient do not move his or her body part and there is immobilization, or in case of bedridden patient, there occur formation of adhesion. You will think that why these joint adhesions are formed. These adhesions are formed due to the release of serofibrinous fluid which act as a glue and it stick all the connective tissue such as ligament, tendon along with the capsule. But if we give the passive movement regularly throughout the phase in which the patient is getting treated, the adhesion is not forming. Okay, so adhesion formation is prevented by the passive movement. Then it preserves the memory of movement pattern. Yes, whenever there occur a prolonged bed rest or any immobilization due to any cause, okay, the patient could not perform any movement, due to which sometime the memory pattern is lost. But when we are giving passive movement, the memory of movement, it preserves the memory of movement by stimulating the receptor of kinesthetic sense. Okay, these are the receptors which help to preserve the memory of movement, so that once the patient get, we can say, treated, after the treatment he is now fit and fine, he or she can do the movement. Okay, the memory pattern is preserved in the joint. Why? Due to the receptors of kinesthetic sense. Okay, receptors of kinesthetic sense. This is again an important viva question, that which receptors are helpful in preserving the memory of movement pattern in our body. It is the receptor of kinesthetic sense. Then it also prevent adaptive shortening. Same, it is again the sequence is same. Any prolonged injury, okay, immobilization or bedridden patients, here also our connective tissue has property of adaptively shortening when there is no movement performed. So here when we perform the passive movement, the adaptive shortening do not occur in the connective tissue of our body. Then it maintain the extensibility. Okay, then venous and lymphatic return is maintained. Yes, and you know the direction or the sequence of mobilization of the passive movement. Sequence is from distal to proximal. Why distal to proximal? So as to push, or we can say induce the movement of the venous as well as lymphatic fluid toward the heart to increase the venous and lymphatic return. Then it induce relaxation and sleep. Okay, the rhythmical and the smooth movement when occur at the body joints, it help in the relaxation and also induce sleep. And here you need to add one more point, that to induce, or we can say increase the venous as well as lymphatic return, you need to give passive range of motion for, we can say, much more repetitions, and it should be rhythmical and quite fast. Okay, it is quite fast, so that there occur a pumping action of the muscles also, and it can easily push the fluid toward the heart to increase the venous return. Then it also help in increasing range of motion. Here nutritional effect is again a very important point, because whenever there occur movement at a particular joint, its synovial fluid also get movement and it produce some compression and relaxation on the articular cartilage, which help in the diffusion of the nutrients to the articular cartilage. Then it also help in reduction of pain, and it also prevent contractures. Here the contractures, we can say it can prevent it, but only if it is myostatic contracture. That is the contracture which is related to the shortening of muscles, that is adhesion are formed in muscle. But if the adhesion formation is a, we can say, has undergone a lot of period and it has become a chronic adhesion, it will become a fibrotic contracture, which is irreversible type of contracture, because there occur the fibrinous changes inside the connective tissue. Fibrinous deposits are seen in the connective tissue. Then also it helps to maintain the joint and connective tissue mobility. Indications: the patient who cannot perform active movement. Simple. The patients who cannot perform active movement, definitely we will give passive movements to maintain their joint stability along with its extensibility, to maintain the range of motion, to preserve memory pattern. Then the patient who cannot perform full range of motion in edematous limb. Okay, again this point is used, venous and lymphatic return. And then relaxation. Unconscious and bedridden patients, again it is the repetition. Then acute inflamed tissue. Okay, in case where there is an acute inflammation of the structure of our body, here also the passive movement help to increase the flow of blood to that particular part, so as to increase the amount of nutrition to it, so that healing can occur at a faster speed. Okay, then what are the contraindication? Recent fractures, recent dislocation, malignant tumors. It can help in metastasis, which is very bad for us. Okay, so we cannot give passive range of motion in case where there is susceptibility of malignant tumors. Okay, in case of cancer. Then DVT. Here also, if the thrombus get lodged from the point of region, it can if the thrombus get break from the point of region, it can lodge in any of artery and cause obstruction. Okay, flail joints. Flail joint means that there is an abnormal mobility in the joint and very less stability. Here also we do not give passive range of motion. Then hemarthrosis, that is internal bleeding in the joint. Here also we do not give the passive range of motion. Also in hemophilic joint, sometime in the patient who are having a hemophilia, that is a bleeding disorder, and if that bleeding is occurring repetitively inside the joint, it can damage the joint, and we do not give the passive range of motion. Then psoriatic arthritis, it is a special type of arthritis in which the patients who are having psoriasis develop an arthritis if the psoriasis is near to the joint structure. Okay, it can cause arthritis. Here also spread can occur, so we do not give the passive range of motion. Then immediate after any surgery or repair. Yes, for example, there is any part where there is a recent skin graft, okay, or any recent surgery to that part, we cannot give the passive range of motion because it can stretch that part and also cause bad effects. Okay, for example, if it is a recently healed tissue and I am giving it full range of motion, full passive range of motion, definitely it will be having a detrimental effect on the part which has healed recently. Okay, so then next is limitation of the passive range of motion. It do not prevent muscle atrophy, though the passive range of motion has these all effects which are used in bedridden patients, but we cannot prevent the muscle atrophy of the bedridden patient. It will occur. Okay, it is not we can say that helpful in preventing the muscle atrophy. Then it do not increase strength and endurance. Simple point. Here we use the resistance training. Okay, and though it increases circulation, but it do not increase the circulation as relative to the voluntary movement, that is any kind of active exercise. Okay, so we can say a less amount of blood supply is increased by or the circulation, blood supply or circulation to a particular part is not increased by the passive movement. So this is whole about the topic, and we studied about effect and uses, this kinesthetic sense, that is memory pattern, venous and lymphatic return, and nutritional effect is very important. Then in indication it is very simple. Then contraindication and limitation, you need to understand these limitations. Why? Because these passive range of motion, though it have a lot of good effects, but it is not sufficient to give us these benefits. Okay, it cannot increase strength, na? Why? Because it is passive movement. I am causing the movement. Okay, the muscle is do not taking any part in the movement, so there will be no increase in the strength and endurance. Then it do not increase circulation as increased by voluntary movement. So this is whole about the topic passive range of motion. If you have any kind of doubt, you can leave a comment in the comment section. I will definitely reply you. Till then, you keep on studying. Thank you to one and all.